Welcome back here to the video. Today we are back from the NFL player prediction video. This time on the Panthers, my favorite team, even though it doesn't look like because I'm still wearing my Kyler Murray shirt, but I'm recording all these at one time, so it is what it is. But I'm really excited for this video because obviously this is my favorite team. I do have a lot of faith in Bryce Young, so I'm excited to talk about him. We're just going to jump right into it, but before we do, we are doing this player prediction series all off season long, at least one player for every team, and then once we're done, we'll be doing team prediction videos because by then it should be much closer to the season. And yeah, so we're going to jump right into it. So first off, Bryce Young. Now, like the other players, he's a rookie, so we can't do his last season NFL stats, but we will look at his college stats. So back in 2021, he threw for 4,872 yards, 47 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. And then this past year, he threw for 3,328 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. And I'm just going to go ahead and address this. So a huge concern about him in the draft, and what everybody knows about him is he's not the biggest guy in the world. He is pretty short, and he is not very built either. So there's been a lot of questions of, can he throw properly, being so much shorter than his offensive line, and can he, is he durable enough for all these hits he's going to take in the NFL? And while those are, valid concerns, I feel like what kind of got lost in that narrative is just how good of a football player he really is. Because if they were that big of a concern, he wouldn't be, the top candidate to be the number one overall pick in the draft. He does so many other things well, despite being that size. It's not like his size is this new crazy thing that we discovered before the draft, and now it's going to affect his playing ability. Well, yeah, it might make it hard for him to transition to the NFL. It's not impossible, and he's not much shorter than Drew Brees was either. And Bryce Young is incredibly smart. His football IQ is off the charts. It's something that I feel like everyone has talked about with him. It's just how smart he is. He's a great leader. I think it's become pretty apparent he's able to win over the locker room pretty quickly, and he has great decision making, good throws in the run. I mean, I really, really love Bryce Young's game, and I was ecstatic when the Panthers traded up to get him, even though it cost us DJ Moore. It's way easier to find standout receivers than franchise quarterbacks, so I was okay with that at the end of the day. And I think Bryce Young does get a little too much hate, but I feel like also it's just that part of the year where there's just no football on, so people are just waiting for any new developments in sports, especially the draft, to stir up drama, stir up talk. CJ Stroud did bad in this quiz that evaluates how quickly you I can't think of what the word I'm looking for is, but you analyze stuff and all this whatever. I mean, I feel like, yeah, it's a concern, but there's just nothing else to talk about, so that's why it's that big. And I think while Bryce Young's concerns about his size are valid, they were greatly overstated, and I feel like he didn't really get some of the respect he deserved because of just how good of a player he is. Because like he said himself, he's been this size his whole life. It's not like this is this newfound thing where he's all of a sudden much shorter, and I don't know. I'm not buying into that. I think he's a great player, and I think he will be a great player at the next level. But let's talk about kind of the Panthers roster as of right now, and we're going to go to that just so I can show you guys. And we'll go to depth chart. I think it's a better way to look at it. So Bryce Young did get upgraded to the first string quarterback, which did not take him very long to do so. Andy Dalton is a nice guy, but I don't think he really competed too hard for this starting job. But as of right now, it's Bryce Young, Miles Sanders. We brought in Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, Terrace Marshall, and Hayden Hurst from Cincinnati. I think the Panthers did do a pretty good job at bringing in guys for Bryce Young. They also drafted Jonathan Mingo, which I'm very excited about. And I feel like a lot of off seasons for the Panthers, they make moves, but they're just not great moves. It's enough to get you kind of excited, but I think this was something to really be excited about. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Adam Thielen and DJ Chark and Terrace Marshall are going to change the league, because overall, it's not that good of a receiving core. It's just not. That's just my unbiased opinion. It's Adam Thielen's a great receiver. He's past his prime. He can definitely still play, but he's not going to light up for 1,500 yards. It's just not going to happen. DJ Chark is a great deep threat, but again, he's not this kind of wide receiver one potential. If anyone is Terrace Marshall Jr., in my opinion. This guy is very slept on, and you can thank Matt Rule for that, of why you might not even know who he is. Because Matt Rule insisted, he wasn't ready, he wasn't this, and so he puts in Shi Smith, and he drops every pass that comes his way. No disrespect to Shi Smith, but he did have a drop problem. That's just kind of, the way it is. But Terrace Marshall Jr. is a great receiver. He had a very nice touchdown catch against Cincinnati in the blowout loss I got to witness in person. But despite that, I do think there are enough weapons to give Bryce Young a chance to succeed. They're not going to go to the Super Bowl. At the most, they win the division, make the playoffs, and probably lose first round. Maybe. In my opinion, the absolute best case scenario for them this season is they go to the playoffs, they win the division, they go to the playoffs, and they upset a team for the first round and then get absolutely wiped in the second round. That's my ceiling for this year. And that's not a bad ceiling. That's a very good year. We haven't made the playoffs, I think, since 2018 or 2017. Maybe in 2016 at this point. I don't know. I've lost count. I've been in pain for so long. But yeah, anyway, let's just move on from that because I don't want to talk about old playoff games and Super Bowl losses and fumbles and yeah. But so Bryce Young, I do have a lot of faith in, and I do think the weapons that they have brought into Carolina are good enough to really kind of get a good first-year impression on Bryce Young because Justin Fields' rookie year, it wasn't good, but you got to see flashes, and then this past year, you got to see even more flashes. And I think sometimes people lose sight of what a rookie should be. They think they're going to come in and instantly light up the league, be like one of the best in the league, and it does happen sometimes, but that's not the normal, and players shouldn't be hated if they come in the league and it takes them a few years to get used to, because that's how it should be. They're not supposed to be able to do all this kind of stuff. Athletes are just so incredible now where they're able to, but it's not how they should be, and every player should be forced into that sort of narrative where they're expected immediately first year to light it up and change the league. But I do think Bryce Young has the opportunity to make a very good impression. Miles Sanders, very, very solid running back. I think he could really help the ground game going if Bryce Young does struggle. I really like Deontay Foreman for the Panthers, but they did let him go. He went to Chicago. I think the Panthers matched the offer, but he just wanted to go to Chicago, which, fair enough. Adam Thielen, again, great veteran receiver. He can really help out those young guys. DJ Chark, great deep threat. Terrace Marshall Jr., definite wide receiver 1 potential. Jonathan Mingo, I think, also has wide receiver 1 potential, but again, I haven't seen enough of him to really give a fair analysis. Laviska Shenault, I think, is supposed to be used like a Deebo Samuel role, where he's very kind of like in the backfield sometimes and a wideout. I think the Panthers are trending in the right direction. I've tried to be very unbiased this video, and I do think the coaching changes are huge. I think the new players they brought in are huge, and I think it's all really coming together at the right time for Bryce Young to step into a team with a coach that's actually competent and doesn't have them doing hot dog eating contests instead of workouts in the offseason, and know that it's not a joke, that it actually happened. You can look it up. But yeah, all in all, I think Bryce Young got a lot more hate than he was really deserved and a lot more skepticism than what was really deserved. We're going to see, I believe his first home game is Monday Night Football Week 3. I could be wrong about that, but I am pretty sure it is. And maybe it's against the Saints. I might be wrong. I don't know. I think that's what it is, but I have to look at so many different teams and schedules and stuff. It just kind of gets mixed up in my head sometimes. But that's going to do it for the video. Go ahead and let me have it down below if you think Bryce Young is going to be a major flop, if you think he's too short or this or that, or what you guys think. Personally, I think he is going to step into that quarterback position, and he's going to play very well. And also, no hate to like CJ Stroud, who went second. I would have loved to get him too. I think he's going to be a great quarterback, and there will be a video on that later this series. So trust me there. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys are new here, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. I do NFL and Madden videos. NFL, we do videos like this. We do player prediction series, and then we also do team prediction series coming up next. Week picks when the season's going on. We also do NFL quiz videos and NFL two list videos. Madden, we do gameplays, we do pack openings, all that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.